Hi, welcome to Cardamancy Mesquite. I'm Angela. This is Diana, oil painter, otherwise known as Wonder Woman.
Well, I thank you for that. Seems I'm building a reputation.
Yes, you are.
Hmm.
You have made quite a reputation for yourself, lady.
Extraordinaire.
Yep. So, how do you want to start off this morning? Would you like to, or this afternoon? Would you like to roll on what you just rolled on for the audience?
Well, yeah. Well, after what you just said, I'm like over the moon. So we're dabbling in the political arena. Is everybody okay with that?
We'll survive it.
Yeah. I mean, we've survived this long. Why not do a little reading on it?
Yep.
So, yeah, everything landed. Let's see. I had calcite landed in true, which is now you think I'd have it memorized by now. Positive thoughts, right, will help you manifest. So there's that. And fusite landed in the present. That's here and now. That's the body here and now, the clarity rather. And then pyrite, sodalite, and amethyst all landed in earth. And the question was, is Donald going down tomorrow? So will he be able to keep his mouth shut?
Oh, we all know the answer to that one.
Well, and I was looking at the charts. There's no way. His Mercury is so lit up, and his Hygeia and at Estrella is sitting on his Sedna, what he cannot let go of. And it's like, and all the houses. This is like, when the moon is in the seventh house and Mercury aligns with Mars. It's like, oh my gosh. So, anyway.
Okay, let me greet our guests here. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Flower Beauty. It's good to see you.
Exactly. Good to see you.
If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. And I'll show you the garden again. This is Nancy Jean's Oracle Garden. This is what we're reading on. And each of the triangles are tiles. They're pretty much, and that's where the stones land and how we explain which stone lands in what and what it means.
Right.
So that's what we do. And you can get the Oracle Garden from Nancy Jean at nancyjeancrystaldirections.com. She always has them available. Okay, What else did you want to read on?
Well, Kate Middleton is certainly in focus right now. So let's read on her health.
Okay.
I know it's going to be hard to get a timeline, but let's see if we can get the trajectory for improvement rather than being in an ill state.
Hi, Andrea. Okay, and I actually won one of them, but I need to learn it. Well, if you listen, it'll give you some of a hint of how to read them, and just follow along.
And what I did is, because when they come, you get these two sheets. So I ran off a copy because it's much easier to memorize if we have a spreadsheet and columns, right?
Yep.
And so it once we get the ball rolling on the show, I usually have my memory triggered. But at any rate, it's easier to scan going this way than flipping sheets back and forth. So I just taped them together.
Good idea.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to copy that idea.
Okay.
Okay, let's read on Kate.
All right. Are you ready or shall I go?
Go.
Okay. I have amethyst and go for it. And I like that. Spirit is aligned with these ideas. So, us sending her all the healing energy that we can so that the journey goes quickly, even though it may not, it just so that it doesn't feel like it's just so dragging.
Yeah.
And then we have sodalite in earth. And that is, there are many paths. We know this with medications of all sorts. Also other things, alternatives, right? Alternative medicine. So not just the chemo that she's going through and probably has to go through radiation and probably more surgery afterwards. So there are other paths for her to try. So Reiki and holistic and other things like that.
Yes.
Then we have calcite partially in earth, which is final thoughts on the situation are forming. But that's not the only place it is. It's also in path forward. And so that path forward is the mind is open to all these different paths to go along. And that is half in path forward and half in earth. So it has that same sense of feeling, that same boom. And then we have fusite in the throat. So she has to stand in her truth with all of that, right?
Yeah.
And be her own judge, be her own advocate, not, and I'm sure she is, but to continue on this path and to not, so many of us see her as repeating Diana's life in the cat. And part of that was not being able to speak her piece. And so this is where Kate has the opportunity to put her foot down because dis-ease is a strange thing and how we manifest illness because of it. And it's because we're not speaking our truth, right?
Exactly.
So that let me find the throat and see make sure that yes, ideas for wisdom will flow freely now. And then
that's a good one.
Yep. And then she has pyrite in false. So don't cling on to any of that false narrative that princess in the high castle can't tell anybody the truth, can't, I understand she's guarding her children, and at least she did finally squelch some of all that speculation. So because there's so much in the East, that denotes spring, earth, grounding. She's a Virgo, isn't she, or a Taurus? I think she's an earth sign. I can't remember. Anyways, it's what's coming her way. So it has yet to happen. The north is winter, the east is spring, right? And so we have this opportunity for her. So like, hopefully by the time spring is over, she will see a marked change.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
Right? Sure, because she's already been in treatment that we don't know about for how many months,
Yes, Flower Beauty, you can answer a question. Question. Yeah, and are you finished? I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I've got her orange calcite is in solar plexus.
Ooh, well.
Power through connecting mental forces. So she sounds like she's got her shit together. Put it bluntly. And then I've got her fusite and her amethyst are in restate. Okay. Options are not clear. So you're right. She should go both directions, the conventional and unconventional.
Mm-hmm.
And then her spirit says she's going in the right direction, but needs clarification. So of course she does. She just started on this journey. She's going to need plenty of clarification.
Exactly.
Her grounding is in the sacral chakra. Manifestation is supercharged at this time. That's really good.
Yeah.
So all the light and healing we can send her is going to help.
Exactly.
And then her sodalite, or her clarity, is in water. You have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths and use your life force to resolve your situation. So it sounds like she's on the right road.
Awesome.
Yep.
So we could also read on King Charles, since his path may not be so easy. And here again, we don't know what type of cancer he's battling.
No. Yes, just put your questions in. It got denied. How did it get? Oh, it got deleted. Oh, that's YouTube. You may need to restate it. Maybe leave a question out. Hi, Hypnicity. Hi, Andrea. I saw you up there. Just put your questions in and we'll get to them as we go. If you want to, you can put them in right now. Teresa, just go ahead and restate your question, because sometimes YouTube will hear a word and they take it out.
Yeah, and of all people, the one who writes the most T-shirts.
Yep.
All right, so shall we give Charles a roll here?
Yeah. Okay, Hypnicity, I've got your question. Flower Beauty, I've got yours. Teresa, if you have a question, go ahead and post it in. I'll catch it. You want me to go?
Sure, because interesting.
Okay. So this is on Prince Charles. I've got his grounding in Tree of Life. Fool's gold is the deception, not recognizing abundance beyond the physical. Learn that lesson for harmony. Boy, does that sound like him.
Yeah.
He's counting his pennies rather than counting his future. Okay, and then I have his amethyst is in Tree of Life also. Actions without your spirit is empty. He might want to step on that one. And it also landed in True. Of course it did. Spirit goes forward in harmony with your plan. So you need to keep that spirit. Pay attention to that spirit. Keep it going. Okay, and then his body, or the fuchsite, is in air. Ground your thoughts. His head's probably spinning 90 miles a minute between him and Catherine.
Well, exactly, because, well, finish and then
Okay.
I'll pipe in.
Okay, his sodalite, or clarity, is in earth. You have many paths ahead of you. The correct one will appear in the future. So I'm guessing that's going to be the near future, because he's got to get on the ball. Then his mind, or orange calcite, is in earth and fire. Do not become tied to false energy of the past, and final thoughts on the situation are coming. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't have the final thoughts yet. He needs to get his shit together. It's what I get from this whole reading.
Right? So was that your last one? I lost track of stones. Okay. So I'm starting with the sodalite, with the clarity, because it is at the top. It's in the north in the future. And no, he wants to abdicate and he wants to, have William take over, but he can't step down because of what William's going through right now with Catherine.
Exactly.
So the future is blah, blah, blah. Ideas planted at this time is how they're going to manifest in the future. They will flourish, but his patience and waiting is important. And so then the next stone to read is amethyst, and it's in all 4 elements. I mean, my amethyst looks like a little pyramid, and it is smack in the middle. And it goes, it's like a 4-sided pyramid, just like in Egypt. And so I'm going to just start with air and read down the list. Spirit transforms thinking. Thoughts from the past are clouding or enlightening ideas. He's thinking of when the queen had her bout with cancer. Does he have the same? And isn't that funny? Does Catherine have the same as well? We're speculating that it could be intestinal, although with Catherine, it could also be ovarian or uterine. And with him, it could also be prostate. And then fuchsite is I didn't finish that with amethyst. So spirit transforming, but is not yet finished. And then by the time we get over to the water element, spirit will be finished. Well, the rainy season or the next wet season, I mean, does it ever stop raining in England or Ireland? They get a lot of it, right? And so through the rainy seasons is when he's going to be able to formulate an answer, which brings us back to Kate going through the spring rains and maybe being in a better position in the summer. Right? So then his pyrite is in earth and his fuchsite is in earth. And that is, you have many paths ahead of you. The correct one will appear in the future. That's the fuchsite. Grounding changes. By grounding, the changes are going to settle in, and he's going to be able to understand what they are and what the patterns are from the past. His mother worked through it. She continued to be the queen while she had it. And then he's got calcite and fire, and that is thoughts on the situation are coming. Final thoughts on the situation are coming. So yeah, he's not leaving right now. And he's been in treatment long enough that
he should have a plan by now of some sort.
Yes. I mean, and he should know where his numbers are, whether he's just exhausted and needs to step down because he's exhausted and he didn't want this job to begin with. He really never wanted to be king. But that's neither here nor there. He is.
Yep.
So I think as with Kate, it's all in the air until you allow the eclipse season to go forth.
Yep. Okay, we got a celebrity in the chat, Miss Sharon Sipe.
Oh, Sharon!
And we also have Jay. Hello, everybody. Okay, I rolled on Charles too. Let's see. His grounding I have in Tree of Life. Kind of sounds. Oh, yeah. I did read on him already because fool's gold is the deception, not recognizing abundance beyond the physical. Well, yeah, I already read on him. I forgot about that.
Well, but revisiting that by itself is the history of his aristocracy, of his long line of Stuart. No, he's not the House of Stuart. They're the House of what?
Windsor, I think.
Thank you. Yes, Windsor. So, there's all that he's thinking about also, because there's going to be changes. It's going to become more and more of just a in name only kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, first we have hypnicity up here.
Okay.
She wants to know, did her third eye open last night? And I'd like to I'm going to start with my pendulum.
Okay.
So you go ahead and throw your stones and get ready.
Okay. And then.
Okay. Did her third eye open last night? Got a yes on my pendulum.
So I have pyrite and calcite, and go for it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Where did they hide that one on this list? Oh, there it is. All is aligned with your values. Yes, ma'am. I mean, Diana, the soothsayer, is saying, yeah, your thoughts are leading the way. So you felt it. Mm-hmm. You felt it. You already know the answer, right? Your fuchsite is in air. That is, be sure your thoughts are clear. So now that you have that sensation, just make sure that you don't let clouds get in the way, right? And then you have the amethyst is in earth, path forward, and false. Don't tell yourself the false narratives. Don't allow yourself to slip backwards. The path forward is to keep your spirit thought up, balance your energy, and move ahead. Get out there and dance and sing, because that's part of who you are. That helps you stay in your own sanctuary. Is a movement, and that movement is your meditation. And that of course, with earth, it is spirits is transforming. It's something that is never finished with us. So it's open, it is transforming. Then you have amethyst is a little bit in false, and sodalite is a little bit in false. So that, to me, that is in both cases, just don't tell yourself any false narratives. Trust your gut. The next one is in the heart, and sodalite is mostly in the heart. So trust yourself. Trust yourself, girl. You've got it. That's it.
I love that. Are you finished?
Yeah, that was all fun.
I got pretty much the same thing. I got the amethyst, or her spirit is in false. And that spirit is not aligned with the situation. You need to keep working with your third eye. Pay attention to it. Don't start taking in garbage from everywhere else. Don't imagine things. Don't build anything into it that wasn't there. Just focus on what you did feel and what you did see in that moment. And then in earth, I have both our fuchsite, which is our body, and grounding. So physical changes are coming and more to be brought forward. So you've got a ways to go on this. Keep going. You've got distance to travel and having it fully open and really going with it. But you did get it open and it is working. So stick with it. Okay, the grounding is slightly in fire. Well, let's see what that says. Clarification comes from dealing with your past. So you got to make sure you're clear on your past. Don't tell yourself any stories. Just remember the details and how things worked out. And then your orange calcite or your mind is in fire. Do not become tied to false energy of the past. See, that's what I was saying. Keep your energy and your mind out of false narratives, stories that you told yourself. It's okay to remember the details, but forget the story.
Heart and mind connected. And your third eye, right? Your little bindi dot right here is connected to here, back here. And so when you Oh, think about this. To open this, make sure that you see the path that goes to the spot in the back as well.
Mm-hmm.
That connection gives you the ability to have 70 feet above
Mm-hmm.
as well of that total light, that indigo, that white, blue, indigo. Ah! Anybody else?
Yes. I just want to read a couple of her comments.
Oh, okay. I didn't bring my phone up here like never, so I'm not able to read the chat unless I don't.
Okay. We've released her. She's released her doubt in her intuition. And now she knows what it feels like. So, yes, you do. She got the overwhelming feeling that all is as it should be. Things are okay. Yes, you're correct. That's exactly right.
So solar flares are good for something,
Uh-huh.
in spite of
Energy,
everything else.
energy.
Well, Angela and I were chit-chatting in a Zoom on Friday night, and here comes a drop down on how we're getting hit by 2 solar flares at the moment she and I were talking.
Mhm.
And we had another friend with us as well. So I was playing them a video and they were listening to it. So they saw the drop down on my phone. I saw it on my iPad, and we were getting hit with solar flares that hit the earth yesterday.
Yep.
Now, yesterday we had, I think what was it? 10 of them went off
Yeah.
in succession that are going to hit us late tonight into the time of the eclipse.
Mhm.
Now, the time of the eclipse for me is at 3:00 in the morning. 3:00, 0 minutes and 5 seconds of orb.
Wow.
Now, so for you, Hypnicity, it's midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody over there in the Pacific, you're getting it at midnight. And I woke up at 3:00 this morning and had Merlin talking to me. So of course I did that in the dream journal.
Mhm.
I'll try to share it, remember to share it on Tuesday night. So watch for these things to happen. These are perfect. This is the eclipse. What is this? The best thing to do right now. Release that old language.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever watched Five-O, like which one of us didn't have a kid watching Five-O?
Mm-hmm.
Release the secret weapon. I always hear that. And the secret weapon is us. We're it. We are the light beings. We are the light workers. We're it.
Okay, next we have Flower Beauty. Her question is, why am I not able to manifest a stable relationship and a flourishing career? What do I need to do? Let's start the rocks and we'll find out what is going on up here in regard to that.
Yes, because
there's something that's blocking or sending you on a different path than you should be to get to where you want to go.
Talk about highway congestion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Shall I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So you have sodalite and amethyst both in air. That sodalite is your clarity, amethyst is your spirit. And spirit transforms thinking, and be sure your thoughts are clear. Those 2 things are working together. What are thoughts? Thoughts are ideas, but that's also language. What kind of language are you using, right? Then you have the fuchsite in earth and the path forward. Fuchsite is your body. So the path forward is the physical feelings will move you to the next step. But you're in earth. Are you stuck in the mud with your language in earth? The fuchsite in earth is physical changes are coming. So again, what are you doing to thwart yourself from being able to move? Now, I don't know what sign you are, but if we think about the fixed signs in Earth, that would be Taurus is the fixed Earth sign, and Taurus don't go nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, are you repeating language that a Taurian would say to keep himself fixed? No, I'm not doing it now because I didn't decide to do it. Or you need to be specific, write a list, say what qualities you want, and be specific. Do you want him to be tall? Do you want him to be rich? Do you want him to have brown eyes? Is it okay if he's bald? All of those things, write them all down. And this or something better is how you close.
Yeah, she says she's a Leo.
Oh, well, that's the fixed fire. So you're fixed, and that even makes that pyrite is in fire.
Mm-hmm.
And pyrite is the grounding stone. There's your fixed fire right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me read that to see. It's thoughts from your past. And calcite is there also. Thoughts from your past are clouding your judgment as to what you want it to be. The same thing with a career, not just, a relationship, but career is a relationship also. So change the language, be specific with what you want, and trust in yourself. And don't forget to give people room to be who they are as well. And friendships often turn into those stable relationships that we're looking for. Because a friendship it's easier for friendships to allow room to be human than it is for love or what you expect out of a job, right? So that was another congested reading where the stones are pretty much clustered together.
Yeah, I've got one pretty close too. And the first thing I've got is that her grounding is in her throat or her truth. So what you need to do is definitely speak your truth and ground yourself into that.
Yeah.
Make it be like a spot where you stick.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Calcite in the past, that's clouding.
Yep.
What your truth is.
Yeah, it's the stone reads it boosts self-esteem for our own self-expression. So you got to make sure to eliminate that negative language about yourself. That you're always talking in your head. You need to change that to positive and keep it positive. That will help a lot. Then I've got your spirit or your amethyst is in past and sacral. In the sacral, spirit inspires creative energy. You might be stifling your creativity in your thoughts of the past. If you couldn't paint last year, try it again. Do something different, but do something creative. And then it's also in the past. Let's see, where's past? Okay, look to the patterns up to now for the values needed. You got to look at your values and what you actually want. You need to be more truthful with yourself on what you want. You may be looking at through rose-colored glasses or even, brown-colored glasses, but you want to see them clearly. You want to see things clearly, so make sure you're doing that. And then I have your body or your fuchsite is in present. Okay, where is present? There it is. At this time, now. So now's the time to make these changes, to get rid of these negative thoughts, hang on to the positive thoughts. And then it's also in air. So ground your thoughts in that positive. Be more positive about yourself, because what you want in a job or in a relationship is something that complements you, that has the same qualities you do, has the same values you do.
Mm-hmm.
You need to ground into those values. And then I've got your sodalite and your mind, your orange calcite, are both in fire. Okay. Do not become locked into the false energy of the past. You need to let the past go. Some bad things have happened in your past. It happens to everybody, but you need to let them go and look at the present and see what you've got now, and kind of ground into that. And then the clarity or sodalite says use the ideas you carry from your past for a past lives or for a solution. So you're going to look to the past for a solution. Look at what didn't work out before and how, if you changed it, how would it work out? That's basically what you need to do.
And how perfect, because here we have the eclipse of a very, very powerful moon. It's prenumbral. It's just a partial eclipse, but it's the full moon to begin with. And it's in Libra. So this is time to balance out. All of us need to balance out what we say to ourselves, how we talk, how we believe in ourselves. And then, of course, the next one coming up, the solar eclipses.
Yeah. We've got another celebrity here, too. Greeter's here. Hi, Greeter.
Hey, Greeter.
Okay, let's see what we have in questions. Okay, I don't have any starred right now. If you would like to ask a question, go ahead and put it in now. We don't have any questions waiting. So go ahead and put one in. Okay, come on. There we go. I had to kill it. The chat was kind of lagging behind here on my computer. And I got a thank you from Flower Beauty.
You're welcome.
Yep. Oh, she asks how to ground your thoughts. Pay attention to them, number one. And number two, weed out those negative thoughts.
Write them down. And you can make 2 lists, pros and cons. What I like about me, what I'd like to change about me.
Okay. Andrea, I've got you and I've got Jay. Okay. This is a new question.
Is this partner about the business venture, or are we asking 2 questions? A love interest and a business interest?
Knowing Andrea, it's business.
Okay. Just making sure. Possible business venture coming up in timing partner. Okay.
Yes, and Jay, I've got your question too. Yes, she said yes, it's a business partner.
Okay, don't go Detroit on me now.
This is a pretty busy one, Andrea. Would you like me to go?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, your mind or your orange calcite is in the future, of course. Let's see. Will physically appear in the future. So your partnership is going to come up soon. It's going to physically appear. You're going to find it. That's the first thing I got right off the bat. Now your sodalite, your clarity, and your spirit, the amethyst, are both in path forward and false. So let's see what those are. Okay, your spirit, balance your energy to move ahead. Spirit is not aligned with the situation, so you need to get grounded and balance your energies in general. And your clarity is look carefully at omens at this time for moving forward. And your vision is clouded at this time. You need to clear that head up and look at reality as opposed to what you're fantasizing about the situation. In other words, don't be your head in the clouds and try to make a plan. You need to plan in reality, ground your plan. And then I've got your body is in the past, your fuchsite. Okay, where'd I lose past on this? There it is. Look to previous forms that have served you. So previous forms of business, it's going to be similar, or just the way you put it together. The nuts and bolts of the business, you want to look to previous forms that have worked for you in the past. Yeah, I would say so, Andrea, that there's a possibility of a student as a partner.
So, were that all your stones, hon?
No, I got some more to go here.
Okay, go.
I've just got a grounding to go, which is water and air. So the water is grounding changes are setting in to long-term patterns. And the air is mental actions are the path for your abundance. So yeah, it's going to be thinking is the hard part here. You need to be thinking clearly as clearly as you can. Yes, and they must be trustworthy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to read this left to right.
Okay.
And that's starting with the grounding. Your pyrite is in both. Go for it in true. So it is all is aligned. And this is an adventure. Everything, in fact, the word that they use here is it's aligned with your values.
Oh, perfect.
Right? And that's the go for it. And the true is your mental actions are the path that you should take to go forward. And I'm thinking that you started thinking about this, doing this, like in the autumn, at the end of autumn, maybe going into the winter months or the later autumn months. And then the next stone is fuchsite, which is completely in water. And fuchsite in water this helps grounding you from the elements, from all the elements, so that it's not just these lightning bolts. This is helping you stay in okay, which way are we going? The foundations are shifting. We're in the water, but we can plant our toes deeper, right? Mm-hmm. And we can still build a foundation, because as something new comes along, there's always winds of adjustment and change. Then next is the amethyst, which is in present and air. Present, yes, the spirit is like, okay, let's go for it right now. We're ready. And then, yes, spirit changes are happening right now as you think them. They seem to be getting into alignment, and it's in the present right now. This is what you're thinking about. Not just that you're asking this question today. So you must have been discussing this with this person as well. And then you have sodalite, which is your clarity stone in air, present, a little bit in the third eye, a little bit in throat chakra, tell yourself the truth, and a little bit in the path forward, and a little dibby in earth. I mean, yeah, you can trust this person, but don't forget to voice your opinion and keep it going. Calcite is solidly in the throat chakra. So you're going to be the leader in this, right? That is your mind. This is how you know how it's going to work. You've already done this once before. You've already done the legwork on this before. So you know how this is going to work and how to go about it to make it work the best. And it was a steady up, 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 up. So I'm thinking even before we get to the warmth, the solid June 21st summer, you're going to have a solid foundation on this and how it's going to work.
And she says he's in Maryland. So she's going to be all the way across the country.
Well, that's how it goes. It's beautifully aligned with my housing. And so are you going back to Maryland? I might come and visit you if you did that, because my oldest and his wife have moved back to Annapolis. And
I used to live in Annapolis.
I never lived in Annapolis, but I do know where it is.
Oh, I loved Annapolis.
Yeah, it's a nice place for sure.
Yep. The only reason I moved out of there was the blizzards. It's right on the water.
Yeah, I came back to Michigan because I love 6 inches of snow on the 22nd of March. Trying to melt off, but it's not warm enough, even though the sun's shining. Like the streets are clear, but
yeah. But yeah, she's going back to my old stomping grounds.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Awesome.
Well, that's what she said. Possibly back and come on down.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll come visit.
For sure.
She says, hopefully have the money to vacation away from winter. Yeah, absolutely. Because winter is, to me, unbearable up there. It's cold, and wet. Because you're right on the water. Practically the whole state is directly on the water.
Well, I'm basically in the water. I'm a peninsula.
I think Kitty Cat is trying to tell us it's been long enough. Are you? Huh?
I have a lake at the end of the street, a lake across the street, a lake over there, and Saginaw Bay is like 30 miles away. So
yeah, you're right in the middle of it.
Yeah. And then, there's like, no matter where I go, let's see, we got Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake St. Clair, Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, and all the little baby ponds in between.
Yep. So be prepared, Andrea. You're going to have to come visit us during the winter.
Yeah. Yeah. Maryland, that's just a day drive away. Texas, you might want to make too.
Yeah, Texas in the winter isn't so bad. We rarely get, pretty much never get snow. We might get an ice storm. I have a big old fireplace.
Yep.
So,
even when the ice storm knocks out the power, you still got heat.
I'm wondering if we should read on this silly kitty cat.
What's Kitty doing?
He's got his left ear is sticking up like he's happy as a clam, and his right ear is back. So I think he's a little confused. What is going on with you, dude?
He said, "I'll smell tuna."
Oh, now he moves them both happy when I pick them up.
He's like, "Give me the tuna. I want the tuna."
He's a picky little boy. He won't eat any people foods except for maybe a bite once in a while.
Yeah.
He's kind of spoiled to his little kitty cats. Yep. His meow mix is his life.
Oh.
There you go. Go play or something, dude. Come on, go play.
Right? Because we're trying to play.
Jay Marcus says Texas in August is crazy hot. Yes. It's
Oh.
every August it's crazy hot.
Yeah. It gets that way here simply because of the humidity,
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to breathe.
Here it's just like being in an oven. No humidity, but 120 degrees is not out of the question.
I'm lucky that I'm in wide open farming territory. I'm in windy area, and
that's nice.
So even though the sun is coming in through the western windows, with the windows open, of which it's a big picture window in the kitchen, and I just have white curtains, thin cotton curtains, so that they blow in the breeze. It blocks enough of it out, but there's enough of a breeze circulating through the whole house that I'm not upstairs during the day. So I play the air conditioner game, and I leave the house open and just keep the upstairs shut. And then I close it up once the sun goes down. And then when that happens, I put the air conditioner on for about 3 or 4 hours. By then I'm ready to go to bed, and I shut it off because the upstairs is fine. And as long as I keep the doors shut during the day, that heat doesn't build up quite so much, doesn't get into the stairwell in the hallway.
Andrea has more on the story here. She says, I love this student. We've been connected since he was in middle school. He's a successful businessman, and he does career venture capital and computers.
Oh, wow. Wow. Go for it.
Yeah. That's what I would say, is go for it. Doing venture capital is pretty good.
And the fact that he's still in touch with you, that's even better. Or, that you are both in touch with each other. That's fabulous. So shall we do a collective reading for everybody here and this eclipse and what we all have coming up?
That sounds like a really good idea, actually.
Okay.
Now, if I can get my cloth down a little bit. Kitty was playing with that while we were talking.
Ooh, love it.
Oh, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think we all got a good one.
Okay, you want me to go, or?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, I got the body, or the fuchsite is in future, present, and air. Okay, in air, ground your thoughts. In future and present, we got things will physically appear in the future, and the time is now to get going on things. Whatever you're planning, go for it. It's the right time.
Right.
Then your sodalite or clarity is in air. Be sure your thoughts are clear. That's a no-brainer. You always want to go for that. And then I've got the mind or calcite is in earth, as well as the grounding, the pyrite. So we have final thoughts on the situation are coming and more to be brought forward. So we've got a lot in the air here, but it looks like we're all headed in the right direction. And then finally, I've got the spirit or the amethyst is in fire. And that's thoughts from the past are clouding or enlightening ideas. So you got to figure out which is which and head for the clear as opposed to the cloudy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrea says about her student that he found her when she was at Gallaudet University.
Oh, wow.
Very good.
That's awesome.
Okay, what you reading?
Okay, well, I have sodalite in air and half in present. And that is clarity in the variety of thoughts. And just what you said about being in air, it's be sure your thoughts are clear. Clarity is there, be sure. So it's staying in the present moment. Don't go too far off into the future, because the present moment is showing us what we need to let go of, right? And what do we need to let go of? Well, we have pyrite, the grounding stone, half in earth and half in fire. So in earth, it is more to be brought forward on this thought. And in fire, it is clarification comes through cleansing and clearing your thought patterns. Sorry. Those two alone basically are saying the same thing that you said, right?
Yep.
And then we have fusite in false. And we know that fusite clarity is in false. It's like, quit telling yourself the wrong story. Tell yourself the truth. Face up to the truth. Because the truth is what we need to let go of is the false scenario. And then we have amethyst in false a little bit, in earth, and in fire. Amethyst in earth is more to be brought forward. In fire, it is more clarification. I'm sorry, I read the wrong one. In fire is thoughts from the past could be clouding. So no. But spirit is transforming. So allow that transformation to take place. And then calcite is in solar plexus and power. And that's it. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. And calcite, that is the mind. So mind over matter, trust in yourself. All of those who asked about how to go forward, trust in yourself. Hypnicity, if you're still here, trust yourself, honey. Don't step backwards on that one. You got this going.
Okay, I'd like to say hello to a couple people who stepped in at the last minute. It's Care Bear and Viviani. Hi.
Hey, Viviani.
Glad you joined us.
Good to see you.
Okay, do you have a few more minutes, Diana?
Pardon me?
Do you have a few more minutes?
Do I? Yeah. Oh, of course.
Okay, Care Bear and Viviani, if you want to pop in a question, we can take it.
Yeah.
And Hypnicity said she's still here. She hung out with us.
Thank you.
Keep those thoughts clear.
Yeah.
I'll wait a minute and see if they've got a question.
Okay.
So, from that reading, that group reading, it sounds like we've got a good outcome for the eclipse.
Well, in the sodalite and the pyrite were basically saying the same thing, even though they were in different directions. And you had your sodalite in air, mine was in both present and air. So stay in the present moment.
Okay, Care Bear says that she's good, but thank you. So I guess we'll close this out for the day.
Sounds like that's what we should do.
Yep.
So we can all go do some ritual work because it's the full moon. Blow cinnamon in the door. Because you want it to come to you. You blow it through the door frame at the front of the house, right? If you want to be able to pay all your bills, blow it out the back door. What else can we do? Candles, writing lists, journaling, pros and cons lists about the things you like about yourself and the things you want to change about yourself, or who you want to come into your life, or what you want to come into your life. And don't be afraid to be specific.
Yep. And Care Bear says, close your eyes whilst doing this.
Yeah, especially if the wind's blowing back in your direction.
Well, thank you, everyone. And it was a lot of fun reading for you. We'll be back next weekend, and I guess we'll see you then.
All
Thank you.
righty. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Namaste.